anything humans like that pleasures humans, and you have it, okay, you're wealthy. Anything that humans collectively say, this smells good, this food smells good, the perfume smells good, you know, this car looks good. Anything that looks good to the spiritual man, that activates a longing and a desire, and any human is ready to use energy to pursue it. Once desire is activated behind anything, that because people unlock desire for the things they value, the things they need, the things they want, the things they desire, humans will be chasing after. And I'm saying when humans start chasing after something, it's desirable, people like it, people want it, people need it, people do anything that people would like to possess. That is a storage of value. And anything that stores such value is considered an asset, wealth. Anything. That's what I'm talking about, the spiritual side, the energetic side, the physical side. In the physical form, when somebody has cars, somebody has houses, somebody has land, somebody acquires all these things, the only thing that makes it wealthy, the only thing that makes them wealthy is because other people are like, I like that. I like what you like. I like what you have. What you have built. I like to come to your hotel. It looks good. It feels good. It is desirable by not just you, but man. That ring you're wearing on your hand, diamond, it's glittering. Anything you possess, that when other humans take a look at, they're like, I would like to have some. When people want to have what you have, that's wealth. So wealth is a storage of value. And value is a concept. It's a spiritual concept of desirability. I'm saying this is the most deepest thing any human can ever unlock. This is how the spiritual concept of desire manifests in the physical form. And this is why God will give you spiritual gifts to transact in the earthly realm. Whenever God wants any humans to build wealth in the physical form, God will give you spiritual gifts. If you nurture it, if you value it, men will value it with you. If you devalue yourself, men will devalue you too. If you don't like yourself, men will not like you too. If you don't desire yourself, this is why you have to, your self-worth, your confidence, your audacity. If you don't work on your spiritual self and you keep beating yourself down, you keep demeaning yourself, you're just inviting other people to devalue what God has given to you. Yeah, that's got wealth, storage of value, and value is a function of desirability. That's it. Because if nobody likes what you go and pack sand in your house. Yeah, you pack sand volume and nobody wants sand. You're on your own. You can't trade with it. Trade. Write that down. Exchange of value. There's a scripture that says, he who has, more will be given to them. And he who doesn't have, he who doesn't acknowledge that they have something, what they have will be taken away from them. This is the principle of poverty versus wealth. Perception. Storytelling. Belief system. Anybody that says, I don't have this, I don't have, everybody, it's not attractive. It's not attractive. You're not wealthy. Anytime you are devalued, you're saying, people walk away. Do you like hanging around people who don't understand the concept of value, who cannot contribute to the society? Nobody desires that. So you have to start looking at desirability. Desirability. Okay? The words you're speaking, the actions, your behavior. Do people want to hang around you or not? Because that's where wealth in the spiritual, energetic world, your energy, your behavior. Do people desire your company? What type of friends are you attracting? What type of people? Because wealth calls on to wealth. Wealth is attracted to wealth. That's where value exchange. When we talk about the concept of value exchange, your value for my value, your money for whatever that is. When man or men have desirability, you produce anything that is desirable. Now you can command an exchange, trade. Remember the parable of the talents. God will always give you something to trade with. But if you say what God gave you is not valuable, you bury it, you don't show it, who will trade with you? When you start speaking down on yourself and the things God is doing in your life, nobody wants that. They'll say, go and fix yourself. In the marketplace, you are complaining. You want to sell something, but you're complaining about what you want to sell. Everybody will leave you alone. You complain about yourself, people move on. Because value is perception. But value is the perception of man. Because as spiritual being, all it takes is we desire it. And by the way, people who don't value the spiritual wealth God has given them will exchange it for a porridge. Esau and Jacob. You see? The value of their birthright, the value of their identity, the value of their divine nature, when that person equates that value for porridge, they lose what they don't value. How can you equate birthright to food? It's lack of not valuing spiritual blessing. The spiritual ascension, who you are to God. What does it profit a man if he gains his whole head and loses his own soul? People who don't value their soul. People who don't value their well-being. People who don't value their peace of mind. People who don't value what God is doing in their life. They will give it all away. They will give it all away for cheap, for nothing. Prodigal son, if he doesn't value the position he holds in his father's house, he will exchange it for the pig's pen. People will take on job and assignment that belittles them, that God didn't send them. They will find themselves in places until they wake up and say, hey, in my father's house. Identity is a wealth. Who you are, who you say you are, who you know that you are. And you tell people, don't touch this. Anybody that doesn't understand their spiritual value will be chasing things beneath them. What does it profit a man if he gains his whole head and loses his soul? Jesus is trying to tell you your soul. God can take this whole head, throw it away, but he won't throw one soul away. Can't Christians understand that concept that in the heavenly spiritual ascension place, all wealth on earth does not equate one man's soul before God? This is in the spiritual world, the concept of God's wealth domain. In the kingdom of God, a man is the wealthiest. But it takes spiritually intelligent being to figure that out. You see? It takes spiritual intelligence for you not to devalue yourself for money. Man in the physical world can value money more than another man. That is a natural fallen nature of man. I'm saying spiritual wealth. You put the heads on one scale, you put one man's soul. Jesus already told us the value of a man is not in the amount of his possession. So spiritual order of wealth is different from the physical order of wealth. Understand that. Spiritual laws put man above all earthly wealth. Any kind of physical wealth that people are desiring, God in the divine space, in God's kingdom, all of those things fall under a man. But it only takes you to know who you are for you to make sure you leave that order in place. Any man that doesn't understand that order will flip it. And the moment you allow the enemy to lie to you and flip it on you, woo, earthly wealth will now dominate such man, cage them, man cry. Right? Something you're supposed to govern, people now flip it all over because of lack of spiritual awareness. They abuse the spiritual laws that man is greater than earthly wealth. Anybody that doesn't get that concept, you're on your own. You're on your own. Like, because the choices and the belief system, that's the foundation of belief system. The moment you believe you are beneath wealth, you will be chasing what should be chasing you. Right? Because money flows into value. I'm going to break down some things: wealth creation, money, value. So first of all is understand wealth is like a container that keeps things that are valued, things that are desirable by man, that man is ready to invest energy in acquiring. Okay, spiritual and energetic. Anything people are ready to energetically pursue, invest in, go after, participate in, that is desirable, is considered valuable. Anything useful to man, that man need, that man wants, that man desire, they will spend energy on. Now, there are different kinds of storage of wealth. Okay? There are many things man desire. And the value they ascribe to that thing is the shared stories. The stories we share about that thing, about how important that thing is. So how important is gold? How important is the dollar? How important, okay, is the necklace, jewelries, emeralds, right? Car, all of these things we are pursuing, right? Anything people can spend energy in pursuing, in acquiring, is considered wealth. And I'm saying the valuation, how valuable it is also a concept of how much energy people are willing to spend in acquiring that thing. How many people like it? How many people desire it? And this law of demand and supply, this word laws of demand and supply comes in the economics of human value exchange, is that certain things are more valuable than certain things. Why? Because of how many people demand it, how many people desire it, how many people value it, how much energy are they willing to invest in acquiring that thing. When the energetic vibration of people's pursuit behind that thing, when it is increased, when more people want more of that wealth and they are ready to spend and energy to go after that thing, that is demand. It is in high demand. And things that are in high demand will command greater value exchange. Let me stop there and just get a pulse. Any questions, reactions so far, Tafkat?
This is very deep. Yes. It's really deep.
It's supposed to rewire our thinking. And if you can rewire yourself, you will change behavior. Right?
Yes.
Because this thing, if you allow anybody to demean you, to disrespect you, to make you feel less than, they've robbed you of your wealth. They will now sell people. I'm just using that phrase for nothing. For example, on the job, you will get peanuts. You see, while other people are getting $500,000, people who know their value, who know how to tell a story, who carry themselves like I'm the don. Listen, walking upon the earth. This earth is mine. This place is mine. I command more value. They will give them whatever you command, you will get. Whatever you don't command, you don't get. So everywhere you go, workplace, everything, if you start saying, they will just be giving you peanuts. If you don't know how to negotiate value, if you don't know how to command value, if you don't know how to speak value, if you don't know how to tell the story of who you are in a way that people will listen to you, respect you, pay you for your value. People who don't do any of this internal work to make sure they remove the cobwebs, the limitations, the thoughts, right? They can't get anything out of life. Even if you bring what you create to the world, people will negotiate it to nothing. Because you and your creator, you and your creation, the person who creates is like the child you're giving birth to will get the same treatment you are getting. Do you understand? Do you understand? Whatever you create will be treated the way people treat you. You have a baby, you name your child, nothing. They will call the same child the same name you call your child. You build a business, you devalue it, you think it is nothing. Nobody will raise your business to a level higher than you have raised it. I always tell women that are married, nobody will respect you and your family and your husband more than you. So you start saying, hey, my man, they will carry it a little bit lower than you are carrying. Everything God commits into people's hands. The day you stop valuing God in your life, who you are, what God is doing in your life, energetically, you are welcoming nonsense treatment. Whatever you think you deserve, you're going to get. That's how this thing works. Okay? Because spiritually, there's a spiritual identity that says you are wealthy. More wealthy than the old heads. God put it in the Bible for you to understand. But if you don't understand, and if you are not wise, and you don't have that information, anybody that doesn't understand that concept, that the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, and all that lives in it. And God is still saying, ask for me. This, I can give you anything. Anybody that doesn't know how to ask for big things. If you know, the only person that can ask for big things is the person that knows their father has big things in their hand. Because you ask in the proportion of things you think you can access of God. According to the power of God, right? In you. Okay, let's come back to economics. So I'm mixing two things together. I'm saying on the natural. When you see a dollar, okay? Let's say $100. When you see $100, trust me, that piece of dollar in the natural form came from the same tree that can make other paper. The source, okay, good. The source of the manufacturer paper, the physical paper upon which $100 is printed on, the raw material of that dollar bill comes from the raw forest. I think we all agree. Dollar is printed on paper, the pulp and everything. We all know where it came from. The value of that tree, the value of that pulp is nothing compared, listen to me, compared to the imposed value. Do you understand? Imposed value is spiritual concept, is energetic. The value of the tree, the value of the pulp, the value of the raw material. For those who don't know the concept of value addition, if you go to the tree and you say you want to buy tree, you want to buy pulp, the value of those raw materials is nothing but the value added to that pulp, that tree, sets it apart. Many things can originate from the same source, the same tree. One can be made into printer paper. One can be made into other paper. Somebody, right? But the line, the path that the currency, okay, goes into is that raw material is sent to another path. It enters another person's hand. This one enters the hand of the United States government. Yeah? And then the manufacturers contracted to design a special paper, and then the imposed symbol, signs, so that it doesn't get copied. Symbol, signs, numbers. The United States government now owns, the person who owns that paper now gives it value. Okay? Now imposes, as a spiritual being, this is part of your right, to impose value on everything you create. It's a spiritual concept. To name your child, to name your creation. God named us. So now that pulp in the hand of the United States government carry the value, the owner, the creator, the owner. They say it is $100. And they say it is acceptable within the border of the United States, and anything you use it for, trade it, it's a promissory. I hope people understand that the currency, every money in your hand is owned by the government, but it is a promissory note by the. That's why you can't destroy. You are not. It's a federal crime for you to take any currency and destroy. You are not allowed to destroy it. If it is not well, you will trade it back in. Only the United States government is allowed to destroy what it's created. Anybody found right, it's a crime. Why? Because that printed note belongs to the United States government, and it's only issued out as a promissory note, meaning the value of that note is going to be upheld by the government that printed it. That's why fiscal policies, okay, all these governmental policies that tries to maintain the value of currency on the global stage is that values go up, values go down. Because the stories we share, if certain things happen, people will be like, that value is not that value. People say, yeah, it's value, that value. Value is always being negotiated. So whoever tells the best stories, whoever people believe more, people ascribe value. You say this is the value, we believe you. We say we agree. But there are forces always trying to raise value, bring value down. That's why there are right? The government has to keep monitoring hour by hour, minute by minute, the value, okay, of the dollar, because the economy, the GDP, all those things, the value of the dollar to other currencies has to be maintained. You don't maintain it, it goes down. Because there are other forces, okay, there are external forces trying to tell you your story is not. So you have to uphold your story. You have to uphold your value imposition. You have to make sure there's believability, the strength behind what is created holds that value true. And so when the person telling the value cannot be believed, nobody will answer you, because value is based on agreements, collective stories, agreement, desirability. The day people stop desiring anything, they walk away, they move on to the next thing that is most desirable. So at the economic level, this is true. I'm also saying at the personal level, make sure you understand that. You are who you say you are, as long as people believe you. And if you believe them, you water yourself down. So who is responsible for holding value and telling the story of value? It's you, particularly for the things you are responsible for, the things you create and the things you manifest, right? Because that's how you're going to build wealth. You're going to create things that you ascribe value to. You're going to tell the story and make sure people believe in that value. Because when they believe in that value, then it becomes desirable. If they don't believe in it, you can create the best things. If you listen, diamond was not always valued. Gold, right? Because people worked so hard to dig up gold and diamond. And if you want to earn your money back, the value addition, everything you did to create that value, if you want to earn it back, you need to make sure as many people as possible believe that your value is value and that there is desirability. That is the reason marketing exists in business. You stop telling the story that your stuff is the best stuff in the world and explaining to humans, listen, buy my stuff. It's going to do this for you. It's going to do that for you. You need to value it. You need to desire it. The day people stop hearing your story, you stop raising desirability, Nobody's coming to buy nothing they don't know is valuable. Unless you're selling something that people already value, that people already buy, they don't care who made it. But as long as you are trying to bring something into the marketplace, you've got to tell the story. That's why I don't understand. People say, my stuff is this. Your stuff is your stuff. If you want other people to make it their stuff, if you want other people to desire to own your stuff, you have to communicate to them. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You can behold your own stuff and say, oh, my stuff is... If they don't behold it with the same energetic vibration you are vibrating, sorry. Right? And when there is no desire, there is no value exchange. You are like, oh, my stuff is my stuff. But the person looking at it, are they looking at it as, oh, we agree? Or are they looking down on your stuff? Right? Are they looking up? Ooh, this is valuable. Or are they saying, I don't get it? Because that is what happens when humans exchange value. Your value is your stuff, your product and services, whatever you create, whatever skills you have, whatever you can do for people. The people who desire it are the only ones ready to negotiate for it. People don't negotiate for things they don't desire. Okay? So wealth holds value. Who decides the value? You have to be able to tell the story that backs the value, because it's a spiritual, energetic concept. Desire must be unlocked. And for you to get to the heart of any man and get them to buy anything or ascribe value to you, whatever you've created, it's a spiritual, energetic concept. So it's either you are selling things humans have already said they value. You can go and open a diamond store now. You don't have to tell too much story. People already know, oh, diamond girls, but just make sure your store is up to the level that people expect. Okay, for that thing. Because the environment in which you set up to sell something also matters than, right? Packaging. Good. So if you don't elevate your value, people will divide, like by default. By default, people don't value things unless you touch their hearts with your story. Unless you tell them what your stuff is useful for, right? But already know that many things are already considered useful. You buy a big house, people already understand. You don't have to explain that, right? What a house is. People already agree. Oh, the house is nice. Oh, the house is big. Oh, the house is this. Oh, the person is wealthy. Why? Because everybody knows a house carries value now and in the future. Okay? And because it carries value, people are ready to spend money. I'm bringing money now. When we say money is energy, is that many people think it's just magical that people spend money. No. Even in international trade, money is the last thing that comes out of people's hands. The first thing is desire, energy. It's after people have desired it, that's when they are looking for money for it. Nobody looks for money to buy things they don't desire. Things they don't want, things they don't desire. Nobody looks for money. So now bring this home. For you to make money. Because everybody always say money, 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 money. Money, currency in of itself too. The reason everybody wants it, okay? And everybody wants to store money, and everybody is chasing after money and looking to store it. With this explanation I just gave, let me open it quiz. Why do you think people want to store a lot of money? Let's open it for discussion. Staff cat. Just say whatever is on your mind.
I think people store money specifically, I think, for fear of the future.
Okay.
And because they know it will hold the value. Like basically they think something might happen in the future.
You just use the keyword. You said it will hold the value.
Yes.
Do you see that?
Yes.
The reason money is considered, the more money people have considered a wealthy person, is because that money has been ascribed value.
Yes.
The day is not ascribed value, money is just a piece of paper. Those who used to bury piece of paper, and then the piece of paper, rat has eaten it, the value is gone. Okay, that's just, I'm trying to help people understand. In the physical form, it's just a piece of paper. The reason people store it is because of what they believe they can do with it. Okay, what they believe they can exchange it for. That is what gives money its power. It's belief. What you believe, you can use that money to acquire in the earthly physical realm. That is why you collect it. And you want more of it, because more of it means you can use it to exchange and buy other things. Because in the physical form, the government is saying anything you want to trade, anything you want to buy, the medium of value exchange, the intermediary form of value exchange is this currency. The only thing accepted, before you had trade by barter, your chicken for your soap, you did not need money. Humans didn't need currency before. You want something, you go to your neighbor, you bargain, you say, I have salt, you have pepper. I want your pepper, here is my salt. You exchange it, that's all. Humans are always exchanging things of value, things that are useful, things that are desirable, things that they want. Humans, anytime you put humans together, humans are constantly, oh, I like what you have. Do you like what I have? If you give me what you have, I can give you what I have. That is the most natural form when humans are in community with one another, is that we share, we exchange. Money came in when you have what I want, but I don't have what you want. Somebody else, when you now put 3 people in that transaction, you have salt. I have salt in my house. I don't need your salt, but you want the pepper. If I give you the pepper, you give me salt. But what I want, does somebody else have? Okay, give me your salt. I will go and look for somebody who has my rice. Barter, right? To make bartering more streamlined, government got involved. So, okay, don't worry. Instead of trading physical goods, okay, label your price. Put a value on this, using this currency as a denominator. Label what you have, give it a price in the denominator of this currency. And then the government distributes the currency. The more currency you have, that currency now gives you a right. If you see 20 on the pepper and you have 20 in your hand, it gives you a right to say, I'll give you the 20 you're asking for, give me the pepper. So everybody wants to have that currency, because everything that is for sale in the nation is now labeled a price, with the denominator being that currency. So with that currency in that hand, you can go out there and be saying, I want this, I want that. You can go to the shopping mall, I want banana, I want this, I want this, I want this. And when you put it in your shopping cart, you add up all that currency. If what you add up, you have it in your hand, it gives you a right to go and be collecting in the physical realm, meaning you are free to say, I want this, I want that. You can be buying car, you can be buying everything. Why? Because because now of the quantity of that currency you can store, you can, right, that you store, that you have, will determine how many things you can exchange with. This is why money becomes wealth. The more money you have, the volume of transactions you can have increases. Right? And so your wealth expands, because now you can use all that currency and go into the world and show the world. Buy this, buy shoe, Louis Vuitton, right? Louis Vuitton, right? Prada. I grab you because I got the quantity of that currency. Name it whatever, 1,000, 50,000, 100,000, and your currency doesn't matter. I got it stored. Wealth. But realize wealth is a storage of value, and money interpreted as currency stores value imposed by the nation that printed that currency, and inside that country you can use that currency to access whatever you want to access. But now when you start crossing border, in your country you can be millionaire currency, But when you now go into another man's land, another man's farm, your currency may not be as valued as in your country. I won't go too much into that. But now, do you see what I'm saying, Tafkat?
Yes, yes, it makes sense.
So tell me how you're processing that, what that is doing inside you. Just say whatever is in your mind, because I want to really understand that people, I want there to be a major shift. That's why I'm teaching this.
Yeah. So what it's challenging me to really take inventory of the times that I have created something, or the desire God has put the desire for me to create something. Then I talk myself out of that. And so I'm trying to connect that. What am I using to assign value? Because maybe, I don't know the best words to use, but my assignment of value is something I need to reevaluate, because then I can also value myself.
Okay, I love it, because in the Entrepreneurs Academy, there's a whole session on classes on how to price your products and services. I taught it in the business school, because many people struggle with pricing, because pricing is your exercise of assigning and ascribing value to what you have created, the solution you are providing to the world, the problem you are solving. How valuable do you think it is to those you want to sell it to? And do you think they will see that value, and that they will be really ready and willing to invest time, energy, and money into those things, to acquire those things? It's a psychological, emotional, spiritual exercise. Because you can price anything. If you believe in yourself, you can say your shoe is $800. Somebody else can say $50. Because this is the exercise of your divine nature. You deciding. You see, the efforts, my labor, my hour, the time I have used to create this thing, it costs what it costs. But here's the thing. You can do that, but do you then have the skill to tell that story, to make it believable and invite other people that believe what you believe? That's the skill side of it. You can spell anything, but in order to attract people to pay you, to believe you, that is where business skill comes in. Because if they don't trust you, if they don't know you, if they don't agree with you, they ain't coming. If they don't buy your stuff, if they look at you and they say, we don't believe in you, that your stuff is what that's, right? So this is where branding also comes in. You want people to pay you this, but your reputation, your brand, your identity, how you stand in the world does not command what you're telling them to pay you. You're like, no, thank you. That's why being famous, being a celebrity, I'm just giving you the secrets. That's why people who want to build wealth, you build yourself first. You will build yourself first. People will look at you, believe you first. And if you don't have any receipts that commands people to treat you the way you want them to treat you, to value your stuff, nobody. You don't brand, you don't market, you don't sell, you're on your own. Right? You can be creative and say, buy my this, buy my, they will just be going, do. That's why it is a skill. It is a technical skill. The day you say you build an hotel, how you handle your own thing. You see how you handle yourself, how you present yourself, how you speak, in of itself is what determines how others respond to you, energetically, spiritually, and then physically. So that's why in the world of business, I tell people, those who have been building wealth, they understand that you have to present yourself in a certain way. That's branding. That you have to tell your story in a certain way. That's marketing. Before you start saying, buy my this, buy my that. Nobody's, because the concept of value, if they don't see the value, if they don't agree with you, if they don't believe you, if they don't like you energetically, they are not giving you their money. Because first, energy must be invested before people spend money. Make sense? Now just look around the world. Just look around you. In the natural realm, look around you, the cities that are wealthy, the nations that are wealthy, okay, that attract investment, that attract all this physical wealth. Think about how the stories they tell, the person that they are, and then look at the parts of the world, the stories other people are telling around the world, and you will start realizing that the spiritual states of people, the energetic vibration of people, when all is said and done, will determine what they are manifesting physically. So physical wealth, your ability to attract wealth, to attract money, to attract value, for people to value you enough to give you their money, do business with you, be around you, it starts spiritually first. Anybody that doesn't believe themselves and tell funky stories, you can't build wealth. Right? You don't do inner work. You don't remove barriers to your success. Somebody called you names, you agree with them. It shows up in your money. People don't know. When all is said and done, all these things, it shows up in money, it shows up in health, it shows up everywhere. That's why you have to fix that stuff nobody can see. Fix your heart, fix your belief system, fix how you're thinking, because all of those things vibrate. And your vibration is your attraction. And you vibrate who you are. You attract who you are. To the level of a vibration, to the level of how you vibrate is what you believe. And whatever you believe is what you attract. So whatever money story you're telling yourself, whatever wealth story you're telling yourself, whatever value story you're ascribing to yourself, please, it's just copy and paste. It's just copy and paste. People will just paste it back to you. People will respond to you the same way you're responding to your own inner desires. You don't desire your own work. You want other people to desire it. To the level, the way you desire, say thank you to God. Because what is in your, God will say, what is in your hands? And if you don't value what God has given you, good luck with that. So everything is connected. What you're seeing physically, how money is moving, changing hands, how wealth is being built and ascribed, where value is going. Who are the people? People value. Right? This back and forth, back and forth. These stories, this transaction in the marketplace. Who is selling luxury? Who is selling entry level? Who is making money? Who is building money? Who is building wealth? You start realizing that only spiritual ascended people are participating in value exchange. Most people are on the consuming side. I'm talking about the producing side. You see, if you have your money and you want to buy things in the marketplace, just go and buy. Nobody will challenge you when you're a consumer. You bring your money to Gucci store, nobody's going to have this conversation with you, because all they are looking for is your money, because your money is your own wealth. It carries value, and they want your money for their own shoe that they've produced, that they've spent time, energy on. So they are not going to, the transaction is simple. Bring your money, take the shoe, pick what you desire. That's it. And then they smile, they kiss you, goodbye. So you be a producer of wealth, not a spender, right? Spender is out from you, right? You're acquiring consumable. Well, the conversation we're having is on the other side, the people who attract from other people, the people on the receiving side. See, those who give and just, oh, I like my shoe, right? Consumer, buy the things you like. Nobody's going to challenge you to change your life, change your thinking, they're telling you, no, don't change. Just give me your money. Give me my money. You know that social media. They just come and spend. Just come and spend. Don't even think why you're spending. Just love and desire. Bring your desires to our shop. We will satisfy the longing of your desire. You like nice shoe? Here you go. You like nice bag? Here you show. You like to smell well? Here's your perfume. People are just dishing out everything people desire in exchange for money. I'm talking about the producer, the person who now wants to be the container. You want to be receiving money, you will prepare yourself to receive. You prepare yourself to receive people. You prepare yourself to receive money. You prepare yourself to receive attention. You prepare yourself to serve those people with what they desire. Right? I'll stop here. Just opening for discussion. Let's look at the time. Yeah, I'll stop here. It's a good place to stop. Hopefully we've started this conversation because there are laws, all kinds of laws. If you want to build wealth, if you want to increase the value of your possessions. If you want to increase the value of your possessions, you have to follow certain laws. Okay? And there's spiritual laws, there are energetic laws, and then they show up physically in what you can attract to yourself. Questions? Reactions? And then we'll close out for today.